And it's Gay in at the small forward. Here's Hill. And that one's good. Hill's got 6 points.
Pacers with 18 wins and 12 losses against the West last year. As you said, no surprise, as their defense can let them compete against anybody.
Foul. And the call will be against George Hill.
That's his second personal
That'll
foul.
be his second foul of the
First
game.
team foul.
And McLemore kicks to Gay. Drains it from beyond the arc.
For Rudy.
He's got 18.
You know, it's really hard not to notice the difference in the passing of these two teams today.
Yeah, look at the discrepancy in the assist column between these two teams.
And there's the rejection.
Kings ball.
And that'll be Indiana as it goes out of bounds. Pacers retain possession. Hill dishes to George. Plenty of space. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist. Hill's got his 4th assist in this one. Talking about the Pacers in the Western Conference, only the Heat had more wins against the West. The Pacers did last year.
Well, a lot of where you end up in the East has to do with how you play against the Western Conference teams, at least for the top teams, and the Pacers wouldn't have gotten that #1 seed in the East without doing as well as they did out West. Guys, that's simply superb. Ball pressure, a run out, and then a dunk in transition.
Exactly, Clark, what they wanted. The aggressive defense to lead to.
Yeah, points in transition.
Yeah, that's why you want to make the other team feel uncomfortable handling the ball, because you can get easy points out of it at the other end.
Comes up empty down low.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close.
And there's Gay. That's good on the assist for McLemore. And that's 20 points for Gay.
It seems like when they've gone to it, it's really come through. And that's not something you should get away from.
C.J. Miles, he's checked in for Rudez. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out west. Already we're in December. You look at Golden State. They've got the #1 record in the conference, and because of it, each night out, their competition is going to bring it right at them. And, of course, Sacramento, 8 games out.
Well, I think for Sacramento, they've been about what we expected so far. Not dominant, kind of middle of the road, but certainly a team that you can't overlook.
Well, they're in that middle ground, so the question remains, how do they take that next step?
Everything working for them out of the half as they've hit 4 of their first 5 shots.
Sometimes all it takes is just a little change of scenery, and while that wasn't the case for Rudy Gay going from Memphis to Toronto, it was true as substitution from the Raptors to the Kings this past season, where he played really well.
Mahinmi's checked in for Indiana. Chris Copeland comes in for West. Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. Hill passes to George. Right side, George. That's good from 17 feet away. George has got 7 now in this quarter. And while you might worry when a player changes teams mid-season 2 years in a row like Rudy Gay, you know, there may be some problems. But Gay was phenomenal for the Kings after the trade. In fact, he looked rejuvenated.
Yeah, sometimes that can happen. A change of scenery, Kevin, can ignite and energize a player, and it certainly made Rudy Gay more efficient.
Collison kicks to Gay. Just 5 to shoot. Oh, and there's the one-hand jam.
Flying high and throwing down the hard one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys.
And he does it as well as anyone. Tremendous skill in the air.
Forget about going for the long-range bomb to cut into that lead. Just take it to the hoop, my friend. Take it to the hoop.
And how, Clark, brilliant throwdown.
Yeah, just exerting his authority out there.
Pacers trail by 15. Here's Miles. The shot's good on the assist by George. Miles has got 6.
You know, the first thought from the defense there was to protect the rim, so that's why he was open for that transition 3.
Kicks it out to Gay. Tries again. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Gay's got 11 here in this quarter alone.
I don't think they can ask much more of him than what he's done this quarter.
You got to give the front office a lot of credit with the Pacers for what they put together.
Without question, Kevin. You know, prevailing wisdom in the NBA was that to compete, you needed to either be a big market free agent or kind of tank for high draft picks. The Pacers going to get it their own way, building solidly and steadily through the draft and the smart through free agent acquisitions. The biggest one being David West a few years back.
A big group substitution here for Sacramento. Carl Landry's checked in for Thompson. Stauskas comes in for Rudy Gay. Sessions checked in for Ben McLemore. And it's McCallum in for Darren Collison. Then for the Pacers, Scola comes in for George. Rodney Stuckey subbed in for C.J. Miles.
And the key for the Pacers in constructing this club has been finding terrific value in the draft. Roy Hibbert drafted 17th, Paul George 10th. Even George Hill was acquired for the 15th pick, so very impressive.
That was simply a defensive breakdown there, Kevin. He was all alone for that shot. It was a warm-up jumper.
Here's Stuckey. Scola trying to break free. And with that shot, the Sacramento lead is cut back down to 12 with the bucket from Stuckey.
Well, you've got to like the focus that they're showing here in the second half. I see a lot more effort as well. I mean, it's amazing when you lock in mentally and bring some energy and intensity, things can pick up in a positive way for them.
Landry gets the bucket.
You know, in looking at the rise of these Pacers, it's hard to overlook the hiring of first-time head coach Frank Vogel, who's done a really nice job in leading that team. I think it all goes back to the front office, taking a team that could have been treading water and not realizing its potential and then molding and shaping them into a championship contender.
Offensive rebound. Off on the layup.
Boy, that's finishing the defense there. He made a good effort on that possession defensively and then closed it out with the rebound.
And the shot is good from Stuckey.
Those are starting to add up. Of their last 5 baskets, 3 of them have been three-pointers.
And it's not just great offense, Clark. The defense is really lacking. Not enough energy on the closeout. How about the response? Retaliation. Impressive, huh, guys?
I'll say exactly that as well. Nice job to recover those 3 points right away.
He feeds it to Copeland, kicks to Hill. Wide open look. Mahimi dishes to Copeland, fires from deep, and that's not going to go.
I'm a gangster, but y'all knew that. The big boss dog, yeah, I had to do that. I keep a blue flag hanging out my backside, but only on the
And now we
left
present
side.
our State Farm assist of the game. With 5 total assists in the game, we've seen some great passing tonight from McLemore.
And his passing ability is why they make sure the offense runs through him on a regular basis. Just great assists like the one we just saw.
And a look at the 5 for the Pacers to start the 4th quarter. George Hill at the 1, Paul George at the 2. Mahimi is out there with Scola, and it's Rudez in at the 3. The feed to McCallum. Sessions against Hill, and that's out of bounds. Sacramento will retain possession.
He had no choice but to lunge for that pass to stop it from getting through.
Well, that was a good job. It could have been a quick bucket if he doesn't knock it out of bounds there.
Here's what Sacramento's going with right now. Rudy Gay's checked in for Stauskas. Then McLemore comes in for McCallum. And it's Collison in for Sessions. The shot by George, wide open. Good, the assist goes to Hill. And that's now 21 points for Paul George. Collison kicks to Gay. Lets it fly from 18. The Pacers pull it in.
Well, the shot was there for him, and he had to take it. I don't care if he didn't convert. He's got to take that every time.
And George gets it to go.
Well, he's been a real positive factor for them today, although, you know, as a team, they've had a lot of negatives mixed in there as well.
Gay. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. They get Luis Scola.
Personal foul.
It's now been 8 years since the Kings have played postseason basketball. The path back to the playoffs, especially in the Western Conference, is not getting any easier anytime soon.
DeMarcus Cousins is checked in for Sacramento. Getting back to the Kings and getting back to the playoffs. Steve, they have some pieces now, they feel.
Yeah, I mean, but you need more than just talent. You know, you need a couple of stars, and you need a full commitment from everybody on the floor. Look, this is a young team. I think they're moving in the right direction, but they've got to continue to grow together.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Kevin, I was able to hear the advice Frank Vogel gave to his team during that last break.
He doesn't think they've been giving it their all, saying they've been quicker to rebounds, to every loose ball. We gotta wake up. The game's slipping away, and we're letting it happen. We have got to take control of this thing. We'll see if he lit a fire under him, guys.
Great. Thanks for the report, Doris. Hill against Gay. Knocks it loose. And a fast break now for the Pacers. And the dunk by Stoltz.
They have gotten themselves back into this game just in the nick of time. If that run had come any later, it would have been too late.
But they're not all the way where they need to be yet, Steve. They've got to keep pushing through.
Collison, the pass to Gay. And now the fast break. Hill with the ball. And Indiana, another three.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
Yeah, they have the defense on the run right now because every pass seems to have a purpose. They're getting great movement, great spacing, and they're really lining them up defensively.
Some changes for Indiana. Roy Hibbert checked in for Mahid. West comes in for Luis Stoltz. And it's Watson in to do that. Hill, no good.
Good solid defense on the perimeter there, challenging the shot and not fouling.
Even the best shooters can be bothered by his defense.
Gay against Hill. It's Gay with the drive. Here's Thompson. The basket drops and gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
Boy, this team has really been on the offensive glass here in the second half, doing an outstanding job. And that's one of the reasons they're on top.
Jason Thompson, 6'11", out of Rider College. Not a big-time program, but he was well-known coming out of that school because of his ability and his size. He's proven to be a pretty solid NBA player, very well-rounded.
Now a timeout called by Sacramento.
The Pacers went with an almost entirely new bench last season. It had been a major weakness for the team in 2012-13. The bench was much improved, and you've got to have that to be able to compete at your highest level, no doubt.
Rodney Stuckey's checked in for Indiana.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots just have not dropped for him today.
And the basket by Hill.
He can be dangerous from outside. Sure, he didn't get one to go in the first, but we know he can get on the roll and knock them down.
And for the Pacers guys, they lack the deep pockets of some of the big market teams. That can be a challenge when you try to fill out that bench rotation.
Yeah, but I think they've done a good job of fortifying the bench within their constraints. I mean, it's certainly not the weakness that we saw 2 seasons ago.
Collison, no good. Here's Indiana now. They're on a 19-7 run. West gets the bucket.
What a display of offense we've seen today, and it's only getting better.
Well, both defenses have been on their heels all day, and it's begun to take its toll.
Up top, McLemore. He's guarded by Stuckey. Gay. From out on the wing, he knocks it down. Gay's got 15 points in just the second half.
His work at the offensive end has been phenomenal. Maybe reason number one, they're ahead.
And Rodney Stuckey the bucket on the assist from West. 14 points in the game for Stuckey.
These defenders are putting up very little resistance to the three-point shot.
And it's killing them. That's 4 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been three-pointers.
No one near him. Rudy Gay again. Gay's got 6 here in this quarter.
He's going to have to be much more effective to stay on the floor and to
A baseline J, and again it's Sacramento converting.
Well, those are key baskets. No, he can deliver down the stretch.
Timeout call for They're losing by 2. There's a minute 34 left to play in the final quarter. There's a minute 34 left in the fourth. And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses. He'll be shooting 2.
Talk about being on this game. Look at the numbers for Rodney Stuckey. He has 14 points, and he's drained 4 three-pointers here as well.
There's more to come, maybe. The way his shot looks tonight, it looks like he's in for a big night. And that's how you do it. Guys, I mean, free throws in a game like this can make a huge difference.
Gay against George. Gay up top. And then King with the jam.
Talk about putting something extra on it.